Since 1970, marijuana has been classified as a Schedule I substance. A Schedule I substance is defined as a substance with a very high potential for abuse and no currently recognized medical use. Since then, 36 states have reevaluated their marijuana laws, allowing for its use either medically or recreationally. As more states follow suit, the debate intensifies. Should marijuana be federally legalized? Well, those opposed say no. Marijuana is a gateway drug and has the potential for addiction. On the other hand, advocates for marijuana's federal legalization look at states that have legalized marijuana and the economic benefit those states have seen, pointing to what that could look like on a nationwide scale should marijuana be federally legalized. As I briefly touched on before, 36 of our 50 states have marijuana legalized in some form. However, Tennessee is not one of those states, which is shocking coming from the West Coast, where medical marijuana has been legal longer than I've been alive, and the recreational use of marijuana has been legal my entire adolescent and adult life. Now, marijuana was never really something I thought about prior to moving to Tennessee. However, now I wonder, as more states legalize marijuana, how the federal government will respond. With each state that legalizes marijuana, those for and against its legalization have more evidence, data, and real-world accounts of what legalization could look like on a federal scale. Now, simply knowing why some people support and other people oppose the federal legalization of marijuana falls short of really understanding the issue. To truly understand the nuance, we really have to look behind the reasoning in their arguments. I think the best place to start would be with the most well-known argument against marijuana. I'm sure everyone has heard at one point or another marijuana called a gateway drug. This comes from research done by the National Institute on Drug Abuse. They found that exposure to the active components in marijuana decreases the brain's reactivity in our dopamine reward center. Now, this could increase one's vulnerability to addiction later in life. This phenomenon is known as cross-sensitization. David Ferguson, a researcher, studied this. He found that adolescents who used marijuana had a higher likelihood of abusing another substance later in life. However, he also found that the same patterns of cross-sensitization found in marijuana were also present in nicotine and alcohol, leading him to the conclusion that while marijuana could be classified as a gateway substance, the risk was similar to other already legalized substances. With that noted, advocates for the federal legalization of marijuana believe the economic benefit outweigh the potential risks. Economist John Getman found that just by decriminalizing marijuana, we could save $10.7 billion every year. Now, if marijuana was federally legalized, he estimated that that industry could be $113 billion large. One group of economists from Harvard found that for each year marijuana is criminalized, American taxpayers forego an extra $31 billion of taxable revenue. Now, states that have legalized marijuana, like Nevada recently, found that not only were jobs created from the industry and taxable revenue increased, but also other industries were strengthened by the presence of a marijuana industry, like the transportation industry, the travel industry, and the restaurant industry. Now that you've heard both sides of the issue, we come back to the central question: should marijuana be legalized? Those in support cite the lucrative potential the marijuana industry has and the billions of dollars that could be generated from it. However, those opposed worry about the consequences of increasing the availability of a potentially addictive substance. Now it's up to the federal government. Do the potential benefits of marijuana outweigh the potential for risk?